Alrighty then, Successful Indie Author, 5-Minute Focus, episode 362. There's Stanley, he's watching me. We had a good walk this morning. Warmed up to 10 degrees, almost like springtime. Alright, what are we talking about today? Oh, book length. What is the right length of your book? There are some general genre expectations. Fantasy, people generally write massive tomes. Science fiction could be anything. Just depends what your subject is and what you're trying to convey. Romance, certain romance subgenres are longer than others. But it all comes down to you. You're the author. You control the plot. Understand your plot and understand some side and subplots. What are the supporting plots that are going on? Those supporting characters, what are they doing? What are some other interesting tidbits going on while the rest of your story is happening, while the characters are moving that plot forward? So it starts with a plan. Even pantsers have plans because it's about here's this interesting thing I'm going to write about, and here's generally where it's going to end up. I write the first chapter, I write the last chapter, so I know exactly where it's going to end up. All that stuff in between, that's the side subplots. I have the main plot. It's going to account for 30,000 words. I have the side plots. That's another 20,000 words. I have some subplots. Maybe that's an extra 10, 20,000 words. And there you go. 70,000 words, Bob's your uncle. You're done. That's my target. Generally 70 to 80,000 words now, except my Space Lawyer series, which the sweet spot is 60,000 words. So anyway, that's what I go for there. Control those side plots and subplots. You have to have a plan. Even as a pantser, you generally know where you're going. Really have a plan. But I'm a discovery writer, right? Bullshit. Even discovery writers, you discover stuff because you're going there. Well, you only go there because you direct yourself there. Even if your side characters have something interesting. So mine always do too. It's like, that'll be a good tendril. But I work that into the plan. That I have 3 main characters, 1 main, maybe 3 general main characters, because I am a huge aficionado of DC Fontana's approach to storytelling, which is 3 main characters, 8 characters that can take over the plot at any point in time, but you still have those 3 main. Those other ones have interesting side stories and interesting things they do that either support the main plot or don't, but they're still interesting and people want to know about them, and that all still bolsters the main plot and keeps it moving forward. So, yes, your characters may demand of you more than you intended. However, you can build that into your plan. Fluff, 5,000 words. Have a nice day. Main plot, 30,000 words, 50,000 words, whatever it is. World building, 10,000, 20,000 words. Oh, I don't think like that. That sounds like plotting. It's planning your story. Even I never write any of my plots down. I used to, and all it did was just show me what little interest I had in following my plots. So here's where you start, here's where you end, and then get all that stuff in between, and you can control that. You can control your side plots to make sure that your 60,000 word target doesn't become a 150,000 word tome. My first book, Post-Apocalyptic, was 100,000 words. I actually sold it to a trad pub and licensed it, I should say, to a trad pub. And they said, this is too big. Our target is 50,000 words, so split it in 2 and then write 2 more books. So that's what I did. I took that first book, tried to find a logical end, made it end so each book stood alone, and made 1 book into 2 because that's what the target audience demanded. And the trad pub, hey, it was their call. They sent me lots of money for doing that, so good to go. Even if you pants, you still have to have a general idea where your story is going, and you control it. If you're just writing to write, and my son did this for NaNoWriMo, in that he just wrote. It's almost like free thinking kind of writing. Is that really a story? Or is that some great practice and good stuff that then might become a story? I sit down to write a book. I've written quite a few. So I sit down to write a book, to tell a story. Here's the story. So here's where I need to end for this book to set up the next book, because I write in series. or end the series if I've finished like 9, 10 series so far, and end the series. So this is how it has to wrap up. But I know that going in. You know that too. If you're just a free thinking writer, maybe taper it in and try to be a writer that goes to a destination that you determine is a great stopping point for your readership. Know where you're going, and then it's a lot easier to get there. And no, that's not, that's having a plan. That's not plotting versus pantsing, one better than the other. No, whatever works for you. However, know where you're going. Don't just free write and then think readers are going to love that and like it, because generally they won't. That's why people hire developmental editors to help them with those beats, those highs and lows and flow of the story and engagement of the characters, the conflict, the resolution, the transition, the next scene. All of that goes into it. And you're doing that. If you're just free writing, maybe you're not doing that as well as you could. You know where you're going. Take the reader there. All right? That's it. So have a plan. Really. Peace, fellow humans.